Hey everyone, if you've been enjoying these stories, please tap that subscribe button and help me hit the next milestone. Drop a like, leave a comment. I read every single one. And seriously, thank you for all the support. I've never been a jealous man. In all my 39 years, it never occurred to me that I'd become the type of husband who checks his wife's phone, wonders who's texting after midnight, or notices a trace of cologne that definitely didn't come from our bathroom shelf. I always believed trust was the glue that held a marriage together. For a long time, it truly was. My name's Ryan. For 9 solid years, I was convinced my wife Sarah and I had built something unbreakable. We weren't the flashy couple posting picture-perfect vacations. We were grocery store cart partners, weekend true crime binge watchers, people who argued about whose turn it was to take out the trash. A simple, everyday love that felt steady and safe, the good kind of ordinary. But that kind of calm can crack without making a sound. One moment it wraps around you like your favorite hoodie. The next, it's gone, and you're grasping at empty air. Started small. It always does. Tiny shifts, minor excuses. Sarah began going out more, quick coffee stops, short errands, meeting up with an old coworker. Nothing dramatic, nothing suspicious. At least that's how she framed it. I told myself not to read into it when she left with her hair a little more styled than usual, or when she smiled at her phone and flipped it face down the second I walked by. I didn't want to be that guy, the controlling, paranoid husband. So I swallowed the tightness in my chest and stayed quiet. Denial feels comfortable as long as you keep your eyes closed. The second you open them, the entire room changes. One random Saturday, I was tightening a loose cabinet hinge in the kitchen when her phone lit up on the counter right in front of me. I wasn't snooping, honestly, but the preview flashed bright and clear. Hey, coffee's ready. Can't stop thinking about you, winking face. The name wasn't familiar. My stomach dropped. A minute later, Sarah came downstairs, slipping in her earrings. Heading out for a bit, she said casually, sliding her phone into her purse. Just grabbing coffee with a friend. Won't be long. A friend. The word landed differently this time. I kept my voice even. Which friend? She paused just a fraction of a second, but I saw it. Someone from work. You haven't met him. Him. She said it smoothly, but her eyes flickered. She kissed my cheek, grabbed her keys, and was out the door before I could process it. I stood there staring at the empty doorway. The house felt too quiet. My heart wasn't racing. I wasn't shaking. It was a sharp, frozen stillness, like the air right before lightning strikes. I didn't chase her. I didn't blow up her phone. Instead, I went straight to my office, sat down, and opened a password-protected folder I hadn't touched in months. Inside were photos and screenshots of the exact same man who had just texted her. Because here's what Sarah never realized. I already knew who he was. Months earlier, long before anything felt undeniable, I'd noticed small red flags. Casual mentions of a new coworker. Jokes I wasn't part of. A feeling I couldn't shake. Nothing concrete. Nothing worth starting a fight over. But my gut wouldn't let it go. So I did something I never imagined I'd do. I hired a private investigator. Not because I was certain she was cheating, but because I needed to know whether I was losing my mind. I wasn't. The investigator never caught them in a hotel or kissing in a car. But he uncovered something almost worse. The guy was married, and his wife had already discovered a string of flirty emails he'd been sending a coworker during late-night coffee runs. The PI gave me copies of everything. I locked them away and tried to pretend they didn't exist, until today. An hour after Sarah left, my phone buzzed. Having the best coffee ever, smiling face with smiling eyes. I didn't hesitate. I typed back. Tell him I said hi. Ask how his wife liked the screenshots. Then I leaned back and waited for the life I thought I had to finally collapse. First came silence. No reply. No confusión. No denial. Just nothing. The kind of nothing that screams. 20 minutes later, the front door flew open so hard it slammed into the wall. Sarah rushed in, face pale, breathing like she'd run the whole way home. No coffee cup. No smile. No performance. Ryan, she said, shutting the door with trembling hands. What was that text supposed to mean? I stayed seated. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked at her, calm in a way that terrified her more than yelling ever could. It means, I said evenly, that the guy you're drinking coffee with is married, and his wife has read every message. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. I slid my phone across the desk, the folder already open. Screenshots, emails, the entire timeline laid bare. She stared at it like she was reading her own obituary. This was months ago, she whispered at last, her voice cracking. He said things were bad at home. He said he was miserable. Ryan, it wasn't. Then what was it? I interrupted quietly. Her eyes were wide, not remorseful, terrified. We were just talking. I liked how it felt to be noticed. That's all. I swear nothing happened. I nodded slowly, not because I believed her, but because believing her no longer mattered. When did it start? She hesitated, then murmured, 5 months ago. 5 months. 5 months of secrets, of turning her phone face down, of laughing at messages while sitting right next to me. 5 months of me becoming a stranger in my own home. You could have talked to me, I said. I know, she sobbed. I know.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Such a small word for such a massive wound. What do you want, Sarah? She stepped closer, desperate. I want to fix us. I want you. I want our life back. You want the comfort, I said. The house. The husband who still shows up. You want everything you stopped giving me. That's when she collapsed, sinking onto the couch, face buried in her hands, shoulders shaking. But the sound didn't reach me anymore. Her tears couldn't fill the space she'd made months ago for someone who never had to deal with the mortgage, the laundry, or the quiet nights. I stood up, not angry, just finished. I'm going to stay at Jake's for a while. Her head snapped up. No, Ryan, please. We can work this out. We spent months not working anything out, I said. That's how we got here. I grabbed my keys. She rushed toward me like she could physically keep me there. Please don't leave. It was a mistake. I can fix it. I promise. I looked at her one last time. I hope you fix something, I said softly, even if it's not us. She froze, tears streaming. You're ending our marriage. No, I said, my hand on the doorknob. I'm just done pretending we still have one. Her legs gave out, and she sank back onto the couch, a shadow of the woman I once knew. I walked out without slamming the door. I didn't shout. I didn't look back. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need to expose her to the world. I just needed out. The nightmare felt like the first real breath I'd taken in months. Sometimes the worst betrayal isn't loud. It's quiet. It hides in small lies, casual coffee dates, and heart emojis sent to someone else. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away from someone who stopped choosing you long before you finally realized it. When the door clicked shut behind me, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Relief. It hurt like hell,